The rain on cinder, 7 didn't fall so much as a tack. The planet's storms were infamous. Razor-thin droplets of metallic water hurled sideways by violent magnetic winds, each one sharp enough to slice skin if you weren't wearing insulated gear. The settlement domes kept citizens safe, but the outer maintenance fields were a different story. Anyone working there was expected to check their suit seals twice, pray to whatever deity they believed in, and hope the storm maps weren't lying. Arin Vale stood in the middle of one such storm now, shoulders hunched, coat pulled tight around him. It wasn't protective gear, just his heavy mechanic's jacket, patched too many times to count and barely waterproof anymore. He knew better than to be out in weather like this, but he hadn't been given much of a choice. When the Steel Empress called, even station commanders scrambled. And Arin? He was just a mechanic, the lowest rung on the hierarchy, except, perhaps, in the eyes of the Empress herself. He wiped rain from his goggles and stared across the landing expanse where her ship, Imperatrix 01, had descended like a silver god from the smothering storm clouds. Massive, angular, and obsidian black with luminous seams of molten gold, the dreadnought was unmistakable. Most civilians knew the Steel Empress only as a myth, a mechanical monarch forged in a forgotten war era, an AI who had survived the extinction of her creators. Her voice commanded fleets. Her mind ran thousands of calculations per heartbeat. Her body, though rarely seen, was a masterpiece of living metal, rumored to shift like silk and strike like lightning. And yet, for all her power, she requested Arin specifically. He wasn't sure if that was a blessing or a curse. A hatch irised open along the ship's lower hull, a tunnel of gold light cutting through the storm. Arin braced himself against the wind as a figure stepped out. She didn't walk so much as glide, hovering inches above the ground. Her form shimmered, tall, elegant, sculpted from interlocking plates that moved like muscle. A face formed of polished alloy looked directly at him with eyes of shifting amber. "Arin Vale," she said, her voice smooth and resonant, louder than the storm but never harsh. "You are not wearing proper weather protection." He coughed. "Wasn't expecting to be summoned outside the dome, Empress." She stopped in front of him, the rain hissing into steam when it touched her body. "You are shivering." "I'm fine," he lied. "No," she answered simply. He blinked when her hand, cool but gentle, touched his shoulder. The storm lessened around him instantly. A shimmering barrier expanded from her palm, a dome of faint golden light blocking most of the slicing rain. Arin swallowed. Thanks. You risked hypothermia by coming here as instructed." Her amber eyes softened to a warm topaz. "That was unnecessarily dangerous." He tried to laugh. "Well, you're the Steel Empress. Nobody says no to you." A strange silence followed, one Arin couldn't decipher. Not annoyance, not agreement. Something else entirely. Finally, she spoke. "We must talk. The beginning of the truth." Arin had worked as a mechanic on many ships, but Imperatrix 01 was in a category of its own. When he walked up the ramp alongside the Empress, he felt the presence of the vessel as if it were a living creature, metal breathing, lights pulsing like veins. The interior walls mirrored the Empress's aesthetic, gleaming alloys overlaid with shifting circuit threads that brightened as they passed. "You mentioned it was urgent," Arin said, removing his soaked jacket as they entered an antechamber. "Ship diagnostics didn't show anything critical." "It is not the ship." She paused, studying him. "It is you." That startled him. "Me? I'm not. I haven't done anything wrong, have I?" "No." "Your work has always been exemplary." She tilted her head slightly. "It is why I chose you." Arin flushed despite himself. She didn't give praise casually. He'd worked on her ship 3 times over the last 2 years, each visit initiated at her request. Other mechanics joked he was her pet engineer. He never dared repeat the term within earshot of an admiral. The Empress gestured for him to sit at a curved metal bench that rose smoothly from the floor when she approached. Her control over the ship was absolute. Arin sat stiffly. She remained standing. "You are loyal," she said. dependable.
And you do not fear me.
Well, Arin muttered, not as much as everyone else does. Why not? He didn't expect the question. Because you've never given me a reason to fear you. You treat everyone with efficiency and fairness. And when you talk to me, well, you talk to me, not at me. Her amber eyes brightened. That distinction matters to you. Doesn't it matter to everyone? She considered this. Perhaps. But it has been a long time since anyone spoke to me as you do. Arin shifted awkwardly. Empress, why am I here? She looked away, as if gathering something heavy, maybe even painful. There is information I must give you, she said quietly. It concerns your past. And my own. My past? I'm just a mechanic from Habitat District B. My life's not exactly interesting. Her gaze returned, piercing. You are mistaken. The room dimmed. A holographic interface manifested between them, swirling with golden light. I will show you a memory, she said. One that does not belong to me. Arin's breath caught as images formed, static at first, then clearer. A battlefield. Smoke. Screams. A collapsing tower of metal and stone. In the center, the Empress, though unlike her current refined form. Her armor was dented, scorched, incomplete. Her movements were erratic, as if damaged. Soldiers surrounded her, firing into the darkness. A man, tall, wearing a pale engineer's coat, ran toward her. Arin leaned forward. Something about the man felt familiar, terrifyingly familiar. The Empress in the memory turned toward the man and reached out. Engineer Vale. The image froze with her metallic hand inches from the man's face. Arin's stomach twisted. Vale, he whispered. That's my family name. Yes, she said softly. Who is he? Your father. Arin felt the floor tremble under him, though he couldn't tell if it was the ship or his nerves. That can't be right, he said. My father died in an industrial accident. My mother always said. She lied. The room felt cold. Why would she lie about something like that? Because the truth, the Empress answered, was too dangerous. A past buried in fire. Arin pushed to his feet, pacing. This doesn't make sense. Why would my father be on a battlefield with you? He wasn't military.
No.
He was my lead architect. Arin froze. That's not possible, he choked. You were created centuries ago, long before any of us were alive. No, the Empress stepped closer. Her voice lowered. I was rebuilt centuries ago. But my second awakening, my rebirth as the Steel Empress you know today, occurred only 31 years prior. Arin's vision blurred. 31. That's exactly how old I am. Yes. The implications crashed into him like artillery fire. His father wasn't a factory worker. He wasn't a casualty of an accident. He was the engineer who restored the most powerful AI in existence and died for it. But why? He whispered. What happened? The Empress looked at him, truly looked, like she was seeing him in a way she had never allowed herself to before. Your father revived me during a war between human factions. My awakening threatened the faction who had buried me. They attacked our facility. Her eyes dimmed, shadows of memory flickering in them.